Good day, everyone. Titan Dragon. We're back in Satisfactory. We're going to finish up my nuclear power plant, which is what you see on screen now. So I made several changes since the last episode. So I have this big, ugly square building here. Inside this building, or at least this top floor, we have a bunch of stuff that required particle accelerators, nuclear pasta, the converters. So that's what I got set up on this top area. I don't have a way to go in between the floors yet. And then the first floor, or the bottom floor, so this area is where we're producing all the regular stuff, basically. And then the whatever is used or manufactured here or up there, comes out the bottom, runs across these belts here, and I've tried to let the machines run long enough to back up, and a lot of them have, but unfortunately the pressure conversion cubes aren't backing up very much. And then yep, and then I ran these over here as well, as you can see, and then the nitrogen. So really quick, I don't think that's actually going to work well. We'll do it like that. That might work better. There goes that one. The control rods, they got to be split. Whoop. So that's what we got to do with those. And these should start feeding up into the machines. One of the other things I did was I redid the water in here. The reason for that is this guy would come in and he actually clips part of the build. So I tried to push it back as much as I could so he wouldn't be clipping through so much of the building. So he comes in, his wing clips right through the roof there, but there's not much I can do about that. And then he clips through these right here. At least I minimized the clipping, so not too overly worried about it. Alright, so what we gotta do is I gotta pull up my modeler here. So we basically gotta put down these buildings here. So we have a blender, a refinery, well, two blenders, I guess, two particle accelerators, an assembler. Yeah, and I'm having a brain fart here. quantum encoder. There we go. I was like, what is this building called? So, basically all we gotta do for this episode... whoop. So that one, yeah, it was that one. Alright. So I'm going to put that up on my other monitor. One of the other things I want to do is I have all of these goodies here. And I haven't made any DNA capsules at all in my playthrough. So I was thinking I would do a temporary setup where I would I'm having would turn them into proteins. And turn them into the DNA capsules. So let's look at these. We want to come down here. We want to do hog protein. That takes 20 per minute. We are going to sloop this. I'm not going to bother to power shard it. So this last one, we'll do the DNA capsules. Okay, this one was hog. So this one needs to be stinger. Not stinger. We don't have stingers. Spitters. And hatcher. I'm just going to loop this back in on itself just to make it more simple, I guess. We'll do it this way. We'll come out like that. Actually, Yeah. Okay. And this last one would be hog. Hog remains. This will be overflow, and to the right would be alien protein. And of course, actually I want to see how many we get. This might be a little bit overkill, but that's fine. Alright, let me go grab some power and we'll be right back. Alright, so let's go ahead and throw this stuff in there. So they should start flowing out. There goes our first one, which will feed back in. Oh, I forgot to put that in there. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, let this stuff run, and we'll come back to it in a while. Alright, so water-wise, these first three are 120s. It's these last ones here, these last four. I need to mix and combine because I gotta have a little bit of water go down to the floor below for the blender and the refinery. For one of the blenders in the refinery. Then the other ones, yeah, just give me a second here. And then I have to have a weird amount of water coming in. So these last two, between the two of them, need 320. And these three need 640. And then I have a byproduct of water from one of the machines as well. Do I have room for a blender underneath here without it clipping? Sweet, I can do 2 blenders. Alright. Oh. While we're here, and so this can get out of the way, we want to do sulfur. There we go.
Nuke Nobelisk unlocked. This Nobelisk uses a nuclear fission reaction to generate a massive explosion. Ensure all Fixit employees are clear of the blast zone before detonation. You probably should not use this. I am not joking. No refunds available. Side effects include glowing, growing extra limbs, liquefied skin, unexpected cravings for flesh, itching scalp, hair loss, finger loss, loss in general, indigestion, and flatulence. Please consult your weapons manufacturing facility if symptoms persist beyond the half-life of uranium-238.
And this one.
Alien Power Matrix recipe unlocked. These disposable synthetic mimic artifacts increase power augmenter output by further stabilizing the Summer Sloop's connection to its energy harvesting location.
You grow shrines and engrave silent organs incompatible with the tapestry.
It is a beginning, far from an ending, a step in between.
Harmony.
And that completes that. So we can get that out of here as well. Alright. So for this first blender, we'll have that one go there. This one, we'll line it up. So one of the inputs is coming from down below. And both the liquid input, well, one of the liquid inputs is going to come from here. The other one's going to come from the sulfuric acid. So this one here, we need to do... Nope, not that one. This one. I chose this one so I wouldn't have to bring in more uranium than I needed. And this will be at 80%. Okay. There's an input that I am missing. I did not realize it till just now. Okay. Now this one is going to be making nitric acid, nitrogen, water, iron plate. So, this one. The water will come from over there. Okay, as far as painting it goes, we'll do it that way. And of course, I don't like those. Okay, how much is this? 40%? Okay, the output of this. I'm going to bring it down, bring it in slightly close. Actually, we'll bring it this way. Because I'm not sure where the sulfur is going to come from. Okay. So this stuff goes into a particle accelerator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out this water. I want to cut tight to the I have it tight to the machine. Okay. I should have paid more attention. I'm just seeing where a good place would be to drop down this water. Okay. So I think we'll drop it down approximately there. This will allow me to run the water into this machine and then into the sulfuric acid. Alright. Is that not... Not quite how I wanted it lined up. Alright. Okay, no byproduct, that will come out, go to there. I'm going to go ahead and give that machine some power so it can start getting stuff flowing into it. Okay, what does this need? And then this comes out, goes into a particle accelerator, which we have to do over here. And I need 2 of these, so I'll go 1. I'm gonna go ahead and have them touching each other. Alright, this first one, we're gonna have these. This, I think the aluminum casing is the input that I'm forgetting about. So, this needs to be at 53%. Okay, and this other particle accelerator, what are you making? You're making the Ficsonium. Okay. And you are only making 2.67 per minute. Okay, I plan on running a railing across here. I'm not sure if I will extend the building the whole way down to the end of those, or if I'll end it where these end. I'm, yeah, again, not sure yet. Okay. As far as input for you, you need dark matter residue. That's come from over there. Plutonium waste will be coming up from the floor, and same with the singularity cells. Okay. this gets the output from here. We'll have it go up and over. Got to come from this direction. So this is already flowing water back. The pump will prevent it from flowing back more. But what I'm going to do is throw a valve on there saying, hey, you have to go that direction. And again, okay, so from here, we need to have an assembler. So we get our enriched, we kick it over to here. We are making, this is going to be at 53%. So 0.27 per minute. And that will kick out to 1, 2, and 3. Not that I really needed to have it go down that far, but okay. Alright, 2 more machines to lay down and then finish connecting up the inputs and outputs and figure out my water mess there. Okay. Production, refinery. This needs to be at 24% clock speed. Okay. And the last machine is, of course, the quantum encoder. Ficsonium Fuel Rod. At 53%. Okay. Whoop. Okay, this machine needs dark matter residue. Okay. To produce our Ficsonium. Yep. So let's bring this back. No, that's all three. Okay. And then this one will come from over there. This is water and sulfur. The sulfur is coming from over there. This needed the silica. That's right. Okay. So there's the sulfur. And there's the silica. So we'll drop the sulfur down underneath. Silica we can just bring along the roof. Whoop. That's not clipping anywhere, so that's great. Okay. Water time. That'll work. Actually, because I gotta run power to there. I'll do it this way. No byproduct, just sulfuric acid, which needs to come over and connect over to there. Okay. And for the sake of it being sulfuric acid, we'll go ahead, color it like that. Just to break up the monotony of the green and yellow that I have going on there. Okay. I'm going to go ahead. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and leave them on. That way, the machines can fill up and start producing what they need to. Because I'm not bringing in uranium at this moment, so... In fact, here, have some sulfur. Okay, I still need to do the dark matter before I... You know what? I can do it that way. Alright. Alright, the only thing left for me to do is finish hooking up the water to these, and the stuff down below, you don't need to watch me do that. It's pretty boring. You've seen me set up stuff like that 100 times before, so I'll bring you back when that's done. We're back, so I have everything hooked up. I kind of wish the pressure cubes here were backed up more, but not making them very fast at all. And I've gone through and kind of finished the top of the building. So at this point, there's only one thing to do. Is turn that back on. So while we wait for uranium to come flowing in, let's go check out this stuff over here. So I went ahead and power sharded this particular one, just so it would get making them faster. So we almost have 2 full containers. We're still feeding stuff through. That's the only thing we now have left is the alien protein, so we can go ahead clean this up. I have this all ready to go. I figure I need approximately 2,000 coupons. That's why I'm actually doing the DNA points, because I'll get coupons faster doing that. Alright. While I was hooking things up, I ran out of aluminum casings, and it said I only had 17 per minute coming in, which is not enough. I need almost 50 per minute. So I had to run over to my aluminum factory and figure out what was going on with it. Turned out I was having water issues. Alright, here comes the uranium. So, there we go. So the machines, the refineries that take the bauxite ore along with water, those machines, some of them weren't getting enough water, which is why I wasn't getting enough scrap made, because my machines weren't running at 100%. So I tried to rework the water again, and what I did was I ended up taking the byproduct water and running it down off the side and connecting it into the pipe that runs up to, that connects to the water extractors, because I don't think I needed more than 600 water in the system, and it seems to be working better. Alright, we should start seeing the... No. I guess the uranium hadn't made it down to the drone port. I'll bring you back when there's uranium flowing in the system. Alright, uranium is flowing again. We finished the MAM research. We're almost done with the simple nuclear power plant. We just got to make sure everything is starting to work. There goes the uranium. Again, I'm going to cut the recording until we get some fuel rods being made. So I'll bring you back at that time. Alright, here comes our fuel cells. There they go. Alright, this one's got its first one in. It's actually very cool looking. So I don't know how quick the waste output comes, and since I just kicked the waste down below, we're not gonna find out. Well, we are. Up here it comes. Alright, so while we wait for that, so in the next episode, provided we get enough tickets, well, if I don't have enough tickets, then I guess I just AFK in the world and let it run. Yeah. So, basically, next episode, going back to where I can see the thing, we will be wrapping up our Mercer Sphere collecting, Sumer Sloops, and hard drives. I'll probably do the last hard drive collection, Sumer Sloop, and Mercer Sphere collection. Basically, at that time, I'm gonna do it on camera, I mean. And then after we finish collecting those and buy everything in the awesome shop, then we will turn in our items to complete Phase 5 and launch it. And that'll basically end the series. So we don't have to come out and do that. This is almost full, but then it's going to take 2 minutes to run. By the power of pausing the recording, I'll bring you back once it's almost ready to kick stuff out. Okay, I'm back. Here comes those plutonium, encased plutonium cells. This is going to take 2 minutes. Alright. I was worried that water would be an issue. Just gonna go ahead and flush out this pipe. And you know what? Flush out these pipes up here as well. Okay, I'm gonna need to rework this pipe here. Okay, our plutonium fuel rod is almost done. Alright, that should have gone into this one. Should mean our plutonium waste, when we get it, is going to come out here. The way I did these was I just fed them into one merger. So we should be seeing those as soon as we get some plutonium waste. Okay, in theory that should work better. Okay, we got our first plutonium waste. And we actually have 2 Ficsoniums as well. Okay. And there we go. It's not working up to 100% just quite yet. But it's getting there. may need to recalculate the percentage that the plutonium, these ones need to run at. Because they should be consuming 640 water, and they're not. So they should be running at 267 divided by 3. Yeah. Yep. Not getting the water backing up. Water seems to be flowing okay. So as long as this one's running, it will consume the water. So maybe it might have been better to connect the water into this one. Alright, let's go check on the animal remains. Alright, so we got into this container here. That's great. Now it's time to get some tickets. Alright. Currently at 1312, 1313. Wow. We went through those fast. Alright, it's almost done. It's a lot of points per minute. So that was almost, well, over 100 tickets. 1480, what was it? 1486. Yep. 1486 minus 1313. So 173 tickets. Well, a little bit more closer. That'll be it for this episode. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.